In the early 1800s, the South China Sea was the most dangerous and lawless stretch of water on the planet. It was a world of vast horizons and heavy cannons, ruled by powerful fleets that lived by their own codes. But the most successful naval commander of this era wasn't an admiral of a national navy. It was a woman named Ching Shih. Her rise from humble beginnings to the command of the largest pirate confederation in human history is a story of absolute brilliant strategy and unbreakable will. Ching Shih's journey didn't begin on a battlefield. She was a woman working on a floating house in Canton until her life was forever changed in 1801. She was captured by Chiang Ai, the formidable leader of the Red Flag Fleet. However, Ching Shih was never going to be anyone's captive. She recognized her own value and negotiated a deal that was unheard of for the time. She would only marry the commander if she were granted 50% ownership of his entire fleet and an equal voice in all command decisions. Remarkably, he agreed, and for the next 6 years, they functioned as equal partners, transforming a loose group of ships into a massive maritime empire. When her husband passed away in 1807, most expected the empire to fracture under the weight of competing male egos, but Ching Shih acted with decisive speed. She secured the loyalty of the fleet's most powerful lieutenants and took absolute control of the Red Flag Fleet. Under her leadership, the organization exploded in size. At its peak, she commanded over 1,800 ships and a force of 80,000 people. To put that into perspective, her personal fleet was larger than the combined navies of many powerful nations at the time. She didn't maintain order through chaos. She maintained it through a sophisticated and ironclad legal system. Ching Shih established a code of laws that brought unprecedented discipline to her crews. Her rules were famous for their strictness. If a sailor disobeyed a direct order or took resources that belonged to the common treasury, the consequences were swift and final. She was particularly protective of the people the fleet encountered during their travels, establishing strict rules for the treatment of those they met. Under her command, the Red Flag Fleet became a synchronized, disciplined machine that functioned with the precision of a professional military. Her influence became so vast that the regional governments sent their entire imperial navy to dismantle her power. But Ching Shih was a tactical genius. She didn't just defend her territory. She outmaneuvered the government at every turn, capturing dozens of their vessels and incorporating them into her own ranks. Even when international navies attempted to intervene, they found themselves unable to break her grip on the sea. She had turned the South China Sea into a territory where her flag was the only one that truly mattered. By 1810, the government realized that a physical victory against Ching Shih was impossible. In an unprecedented move, they offered her a total pardon if she agreed to cease her operations. She and her tens of thousands of followers would be allowed to walk away with their wealth and their freedom. Most people in her position throughout history ended up in a cell or worse, but Ching Shih negotiated from a position of absolute strength. She walked into the governor's office, secured the terms of her retirement, and walked out a free, legendary figure. She spent the remainder of her life as a successful business owner, passing away peacefully at the age of 6. Ching Shih proved that leadership isn't about where you start, but about the vision and discipline you bring to your goals.